Hey guys, this is Jake Bull, the Habitat Pro. We're on Jim Brauker's new property. Congratulations.
Thank you. I bought this property last fall.
Yeah, and this is one that a lot of guys probably wonder, well, Jim, I've seen all the videos of the hunt where you got the stranger and all those kinds of things, and you had a very dialed in property. What kind of was your decision, hey, this is one that I want? And
Well, I went through a big life change a few years ago. I got a divorce, and in the process of doing it, I developed a relationship with my family back here in Coldwater, which is about an hour away from where my other properties were. And I decided to sell those properties and start all over again. So I came and just shopped around for a property. I had an opportunity to buy a property that would probably guarantee me seeing or shooting at 140, 150 inch deer every single year, about 10 miles from here. I didn't want that. So I gave up two great properties to come here, and I want to shape and mold this property into something special rather than just walking in and buying a property in a co-op where they already have success.
Right.
I want to create success right here.
So the love for the build and seeing the change is what kind of drives you.
The sculpting is much more important to me of the art piece than just taking out of it. I like the putting in part.
Right, and what I've kind of seen is obviously people that know your name know the hinge cutting stuff, and we've seen a lot of areas on property where you're definitely going to get after it with a chainsaw. But what's kind of lacking out there is the information on how to change areas like what we're standing in here. This is old pasture ground, you said.
Yeah.
But you think this is going to be kind of the dynamite favorite area, so to speak, for a lot of families of does.
This will be created as a central daytime social area for deer. So what we have is a narrow strip of field here, and you're just about seeing all the way across it right here. And that also is the entire span of the property. So I have several acres out to the east of us that is wooded, and that'll all be harvested. We're taking timber out of that right now, and we'll be taking timber off of the rest of the property. But to move from that bedding area, which will all be a bedding area up towards the road and to the east, and this will all be bedding area back in the swamp back behind me. To get to and from those locations, deer will have to come through here, and you can see it's wide open. This was abandoned. It's a hayfield. It was abandoned about 3 or 4 years ago, and it's just wide open. Now, there was some growth in this field, but there are a lot of cool season grasses. So the approach is going to be, this year I'm going to turn this into awesome deer habitat. And the way I did it to start with, you can see this is all mowed. I came in with a bush hog, and I used it almost like a tiller. I put it all the way down on the ground and just drag that bush hog around in here. I tried to avoid any new saplings that are coming up, so I have those starters for saplings about 2 to 3 feet high. But this is all getting mowed so I can expose as much soil as possible. This will get tilled pretty soon, and it's going to be full. About a third of it is going to be little food plots, a 20th an acre or less, that will be separated by tall goldenrods and those sorts of plants. So I'll come in. I've already done that. I'm going to sprinkle about 1 to 2 pounds per acre of switchgrass in here to give it some stability. But I really want those natural forbs and trees to be growing up in here, which is, to me, is perfect deer habitat. So this will be a social area where they'll come to feed. There will not be enough cover in here for them to bed in, and I'll have great bedding areas right nearby so that they won't use this to bed, because I need to walk through this too.
Right.
Each edge of this I'm going to be walking along, and if we look back along that edge back there, there are probably 150 trees that I've already cut down there, and I've skidded logs out of there, and that is a complete visual barrier to the neighbor's property there. I'll be walking behind that, or I'll be walking along this field edge, and I bought 1,400 miscanthus gigantus rhizomes that will be planted all along this edge right behind the camera there. And so I'll have lanes on both sides I can walk in, even while the deer are feeding in here.
Sure.
In daytime, I'll be able to walk through here.